This is Aaron Jones. Here come the flags. Each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And a grab. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
That type of a catch, not fair, goes through my brain.
One-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a first down on a gain of 10. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that if they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. His pass caught at the 4. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
Points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field.
And a second effort gets him in. And the Packers have taken the early lead. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here are the Cowboys under head coach Jason Garrett as they get set for their first opportunity. They'll be led out by the former Mississippi State product, the mobile quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And the offensive starters for Dallas.
And we'll enjoy tracking Amari Cooper in this game. Remember, he was traded in mid-season last year from Oakland to Dallas. And a lot of people question that trade as they gave up a first-round draft choice for him. In fact, I was one of them. But boy, did he prove his worth. Huge ball games down the stretch helped lead Dallas to the NFC East title and into the playoffs. In fact, the last time I saw Amari, he winked at me and said, "How do you like that trade now?"
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again to Elliott. And an alley to run. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a first down on a gain of 10. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game. Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. Prescott stripped, and the Packers pick it up. Look at the big man rumble. He's at the 40, 30, past the 20. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Now Crosby for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone. For 6. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had of what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Yeah, absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
A first down carry by Elliott.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Don't get nervous. 26.
Now Prescott. And this one complete to Witten over the middle. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's get the ball.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Zadarius Smith has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Watch time. Tight end right.
From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. The first-round pick, Jair Alexander, making the tackle.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. So on 4th down, on comes the Dallas kicker, Brett Maher. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League, where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
We got this.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Brushing off defenders. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another first down. Now a first down carry by Jones. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Break that.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And a second effort gets him in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognizes
that's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now it's the Florida Atlantic alum. This is Alfred Morris. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd and a couple. Prescott. Blitz coming and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott. He's going to find his man. That's Tavon Austin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. Prescott going to come up absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd and 11. 3 catches now this afternoon, the same number he had all of last week. Also, it's a first down.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Preston Smith has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good-looking drop. For the Cowboys so far, it's a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time. I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jason Witten, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it makes the score 21-10. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense, trotting back out. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah,